Hello, it's Prabhakar Guho, and today I'm going to present to you a short video on how to process data with Apache Hive. So the prerequisite for this particular tutorial will be having a Cloudera or a Hortonworks Hadoop sandbox and also knowing SQL. So the data required for this particular tutorial is given in the description below. I will suggest you to download that data and copy it, unzip it and copy it into your local directory, and then we can go into the Hive to the file browser, which will present you the Hadoop cluster basically. And here what we will do is we'll upload the files from our local directory to Hadoop cluster so that we can process the files. So we have three CSV files, that is drivers.csv, timesheet.csv, truck event text partition.csv, and we will be selecting those three files and it will be uploaded to the Hadoop cluster. So as you can see, I have downloaded the files and copied it to the Hadoop cluster, and the path where I have copied it is in user Cloudera. Let's now start with Hive. So we can go to the Hive query editor from Hive. In query editor we'll be getting Hive here, and after clicking to Hive we will be getting the interface where we can check all the databases on the left hand side, and their corresponding tables will be there. In the sample DB which I have selected here is we don't have any kind of tables here, so the selected database has no tables. This is basically the page where we write our queries, and here we get our results. So initially what we will do is we will create a table named temp drivers so that we can hold our CSV file into it. So let me create the table named as sample, which is in the sample database, basically temp drivers. So now if we can refresh it, and we can see that there is a temp driver table in the sample DB database. Next we will be loading the drivers.csv into the temp drivers table. So this is the command, or this is the query which we have to use to load the data into the table sample db.temp drivers. So if we execute it, it has been loaded now. So what we can do is this particular icon gives us to preview the sample data of temp drivers. So here we can see that there are some data into it. Now we will be creating the main table of drivers, wherein we will be having some attributes into it, that is driver ID, name, SSN, location, certified, and wage plan. So let's execute it, and we will refresh the database so that it populates here. Here we go. So the drivers are here. Next we will be inserting data into the table drivers from the temp drivers. So we will be using a regular expression here to segregate the data from temp drivers and put it into the corresponding attributes or the columns of drivers. So let's execute it, and we will see that the data will be inserted into the drivers. So it will take a little time. Here we can see the logs of the MapReduce for performing the insert command. So finally we see that it is showing the operation has no results. That means it is successfully completed. And let's check out the preview of drivers, and yes, we can see that the data is inside the drivers table. We are again creating a new temporary table for the timesheet CSV. So let's execute it now. and if we refresh it, we will see it here, the timesheet. We will load the data now of the timesheet CSV and put it into temp underscore timesheet table. So we are executing the operation, and I guess it is done now. Let's preview the data once. There you go, it is inside. The CSV file has been loaded into temporary temp underscore timesheet table. Now we will create the main table of timesheet, which has some attributes, which is driver ID, week, hours logged, and miles logged. So all are of integer type. So let's execute it, and it has been done. Let's check it out now. We will refresh it, and here we can see that the timesheet is here. Let's preview it once, and we can see that it has no data. So let's load the data now. So we are using the same technique again to load the data from the temporary timesheet table to the timesheet. We are using regular expressions, and to basically segregate the data into the columns. Let's execute it, and it will take a little time now. So we can see that the data has been loaded now. Let's check it out once by sampling. Yeah, so we can see that the data is loaded into timesheet. So now we will query the data once. This is one query where we are selecting driver ID, sum of hours logged, and sum of miles ID from timesheet, and we're grouping it by driver ID. So the query first groups all the records by driver ID, and then selects the driver with sum of the hours and miles logged runs for that year basically. So let's execute it, and we can see the MapReduce job running. So we have the data now here after the MapReduce job was successfully run. So in the results column tab, we can see all the results of it. Finally, we will run another query, which is a join query, and basically this will have a this is an extension of the previous query. And what we will do here is we can take the previous query and join it with the driver's records to get the final table, which will have the driver ID, name, and the sum of hours and the miles logged. So let's execute this query. So here I'll just give a brief explanation of the query, wherein we are joining both the drivers and the timesheets, and we are joining it with driver ID. So finally we can see that after the MapReduce program has been run for the Hive query, it has given us the result. So this is the result. So this concludes the tutorial for processing data with Apache Hive. Thank you for watching.